Good morning.
Welcome to the morning show.
Yeah.
The Big Show with Glenn and Angel on Kiss 92.
Good morning.
Sometimes getting out of bed in the morning is a lot to deal with all at once.
Not Glenn and Angel, but we are kicking off our Big Star Mondays with a massive guest. It is another powerful female that's in the studio of already powerful females. We have a familiar name, I'm sure, to you, Wong Li Lin. Good morning, Li Lin.
Good morning. How are you?
Good, thank you. Thanks so much for coming in. Now, I mean, this name obviously is familiar to everybody, anyone who's grown up watching TV and everything else, but you've moved on to something else. And today we're going to be talking about that something else. It is paddle, more specifically Prime Padel.
Yes.
Glenn has been going on and on and on about paddle. I don't even play tennis, so
Are you sporty?
I go to the gym.
Okay.
No, but I've never really been a sports-like person. You know, I've always been afraid of the ball. I've always not been like athletic in that sense. So for people who don't quite know what paddle is, tell us how different it is from tennis.
It is a lot like tennis, but with a blend of squash, because there's walls about it, right? The rules are, the scoring system is just like tennis, and it's about a third of the size of a tennis court. So much closer, much faster, and easier to play. The rackets are paddles; they don't have strings, but the ball is like a tennis ball, lower PSI. And once you get in there, you can just pick it up and just start rallying. If I was Federer and I played with you, there's no way after a service that you can return it, right?
Yeah.
Whereas on the paddle court, there is a chance that everybody can have a great time.
Oh, so no matter how pro you are, you can still kind of like...
Yes, super easy to pick up and really, really just fun. But of course, as you develop, there are all these, wall shots and all that's tricky, and that's the fun part. And I think a lot of people get very addicted to it. There's more and more and more to kind of
Glenn was
uncover.
saying he saw some people bouncing off walls as well. I mean, like jumping
in
on
like-
walls like capoeira style, or like...
What?
No, does that happen?
Or
Or like parkour more? Or is he just, as usual, over-exaggerating?
He's a storyteller.
Yeah. Isn't he?
No, but there are people who run outside. Those really good ones. There's little doors at the side. You can actually run out, and basically, as long as you can keep the ball in play.
Oh, wow.
So that's quite, but not parkour.
But it's interesting because I noticed that paddle sport has been picking up right here in Singapore. And look, even our own Glenn has started collecting the paddles.
Of course he has.
He's been buying so many. I see that he's got a new one as well, right? So they come in so many colors. You can even, I think, customize your paddles.
I think
and
so.
it looks really, really amazing.
Yeah.
I am intrigued. I may even pick up paddle sport.
Ooh, okay. Let's continue to talk to our very special guest, Wong Li Lin, on The Big Show TV. Join us on YouTube and Facebook. That's Kiss 92 FM. Right now, here's Morgan with Bum Bum on Kiss 92. Okay, so we're still live on Facebook and YouTube. Tell us about Prime Padel. It's located at Grand Copthorne Waterfront.
I looked at you like...
No, yeah, because so we go from on air, and then we go on the visuals, and then we go on air again. But the entire time it's visual on YouTube and Facebook.
say.
Quite a lot of people take a while to grasp it. So.
Okay, so Prime Padel, we are established in Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia. So we'll be the biggest club in Singapore. It will have 10 courts. Right now we're 3 at Grand Copthorne Waterfront Hotel on the 6th floor. It's really breezy, it's lovely.
This with the old tennis courts?
Yes, did you used to play there?
No. I heard. But that's what they're doing, right? They're converting tennis court areas?
Well, yes, it's a better use of urban space, if anything, because, in one tennis court, you can have 3 paddle courts. A proper size tennis court. Not all tennis courts are proper size.
Right,
so our
okay.
next one with 7 courts, and this is the largest one location in Singapore, will be at Dempsey in front of MFA.
Oh.
And it will be the only one in Asia that has an open court. You know how we talked about running outside to hit? So I think it's a place that can host a lot of international events and proper professional events because there's space for the players to run outside and hit.
But you still need the walls.
Yeah, with the court within itself.
Okay.
But how each court is placed against the other, most of it, because of the land scarcity in Asia, you tend to put them quite close together.
Right, okay, got it.
So this is like a competition court that allows you to...
So there is
run out.
space outside the court for that,
uh-huh.
right? Got it. They all have that circumference.
You should come and play. This is in towards the end of February we're starting. And now...
At the new space?
Yes. and
Okay.
We've already launched our academy for youth and adults. I suppose we'll be talking about that live later.
Yeah,
But yes.
absolutely. Okay.
I'm thinking about the space, and that's 7 competitive courts.
No. One competitive
one
court
competitive
with 6
court.
other courts around.
Wow, that is huge. I'm just thinking about, I've seen the paddle court, and I'm just thinking 6 of that. It's a huge space that you guys have got, and the academy is there as well.
Academies in both places, in Grand Copthorne and also at Dempsey.
Nice.
Okay. So both pickleball and paddle tennis, right? That's the correct term, right? Paddle tennis or paddle ball?
Paddle ball.
Paddle ball. And pickle ball as well. No tennis in it.
No.
At all. Okay. What is the difference? Because a lot of people get them mixed up. I know like pickleball's not I want to say for old people, but because I've seen people in my estate, you know, I'm sitting down with my golden retriever and they're
You're
like
gonna get so cancelled.
and like we're in the basketball court and they come up with their net and they're like, oh, can we
bless
put
them.
up? I'm like, of course you can. And then I have to move away. But it's fine, you know, it's nice to see people getting out there and being active. But what's the difference between the two? Pickle and paddle.
Pickleball's actually been around for a long time. It's like a backyard game. You know, you put up a net. It has a longish paddle or bat,
Yeah.
and then the ball is plastic with holes.
So anyone
It's like
can
a
play it
wiffle ball.
anywhere.
Anyone can play anywhere.
Anywhere, right? Oh, it's
So
much
paddle
easier.
ball is slightly different, and I think I've seen more pickleball conversions to paddle and not the other way around.
Oh, right. Okay, that's
that's
good. So it's a
interesting,
good
yeah.
start. Pickle is a good start.
I think it's very accessible, right,
Yeah.
for everyone. Whereas
Yeah.
paddleball is not necessarily so accessible because you have to go to a proper court. That's
So if you wanted to say do it in your backyard, that is impossible.
no.
Okay. Not
You
that.
and I should go.
Yeah, I don't like daytime sun exposure. But that's just me because my skin can't take it. I love being out in the sun. I love getting a good tan, but my skin can't take it. So is there nighttime paddle?
It's
Ball?
open till 10, 11 p.m.
Oh,
I was
nice.
just
Okay.
about to ask. Yeah,
I'll go in the
operating
evening.
hours,
Yeah, I'll go in the
right?
evening.
And usually, is it the morning slot that is more popular for booking, or the evening slots?
Peak hour slots, as long as it's not office hours, generally tend to be more popular naturally. We're
Yeah,
a busy
'cause,
country.
Yeah, that's true.
After work.
You've always been very fit. You know, you used to do Pilates and obviously ballet. You started out with that. I don't know what you did in between in terms of fitness. Now, does paddle keep you fit?
My fingers get a lot more work when my
Administration work.
have to. I do play from time to time.
Okay.
I'm like nowhere near good.
Okay, but what keeps you active? I mean, do you still dabble in your Pilates and ballet?
No, I think that's just part of my DNA. I can't run away from it. So, if I do I know how to look after myself.
Yeah.
But then if I want to work out, I go to the paddle court, I go for a run.
And
Depending.
it's a good workout, I hear.
Oh my God.
I heard, yeah. I mean, even Glenn, who's out on the golf course,
seriously,
it's a good
you
workout.
sweat like nothing.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And the people are just so lovely and energetic. People who go and they start off a bit tentative and then you see them like it's really nice endorphins and I love to see them having a good time.
Do you have to be, carry on.
Oh, sorry. So does it mean that you need to have like some kind of prior experience
No
before?
lah.
I was going to ask.
Yeah.
No.
Oh.
Why?
I don't know.
I don't know,
I mean,
like-
tennis, you would think you need prior experience, not paddle.
No,
Oh.
why? But
'Cause
tennis, you got to start somewhere. Everyone's got to start
At least
somewhere.
hit the ball.
At least, yeah, hit
well,
the ball.
that's why we have lessons and academies.
Which is what we're going to talk about
Yes.
when we go
Yeah,
on
yeah,
air.
yeah. No.
What about fitness level? You got to be super fit.
I think don't be fearful. If you're gonna try anything, you're just gonna pick it up and go anyway. So you don't have to come ready. Nobody comes to anything ready. So just turn up. Like this, what is this? Why is this growing so fast? Why is it so popular? It's like, God, why is everyone having so much fun? And Glenn is not necessarily Mr.
This is true. He's
Yeah,
Mr. Roar like this.
But he's having fun. He's going, right? So there must be something about it that's drawing
Drawing
people
you in.
Which I agree, because if you haven't heard, this morning I came in and there's a full-on like bag of golf shoes and the golf
And
clubs.
shoes, yeah.
Yeah, so I had lunch with Glenn a couple of days back, and he said, you know what, I'm just gonna like clear out some of my golf stuff. And I asked him why. He's like, because I picked up paddle.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I'm like, what?
And also because he has way too much golf stuff. So
does.
This is apparently his dumping ground pre-Chinese New Year. Okay, we're going to go back on air. We'll speak a little bit about the academy as well as accessibility in terms of does it cost a lot to start up playing paddle?
Mm-hmm.
Kiss 92 traffic.
A quick look at the situations on the road. A vehicle's broken down on the SLE towards the CTE right after the TPE exit. If you spot anything as you're out there and starting off your week, WhatsApp us 88550920. It is our Big Star Monday. We have Wong Li Lin in the studio, and we've been talking about Prime Padel and the sport, paddle ball in particular. When it comes to any sport, you know, when it comes to anything that somebody wants to start new, there's always a lot of stuff to buy. You know, there's the shoes, there's the paddle, there's the clothes. Especially if you're a Glenn, everything has to be coordinated. He has to get 10 of everything. So how accessible is it in terms of cost? I've spoken to a lot of people. They're like, oh, but paddle courts are so expensive to book. Mm-hmm. So tell us a little bit about the money that goes into starting a sport like this.
So I think most people compare paddle with pickle. Pickle is practically, I guess, free, you know, because you can just play. Paddle, yes, does cost a little bit more, anywhere from like say $90 to $100 something per hour. So, but you share that amongst 4 people, and then we have rental rackets if you don't buy straight away, and balls that you can use, and we try to get people to come in, and we have introductory lessons where you can come for free, or trial lessons, and then you pick it up. But by and large, I think it's important. Well, at Prime Padel, we are launching a membership program so that it makes it easier for everybody to participate in a sport at a discounted price. So basically, we want to reward the people who play with us.
Okay.
And there are a lot of them, yeah.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
I like the idea of trialing and renting out the paddles and the balls and everything. What about shoes? Do you need special shoes for them?
They do have paddle shoes, but you can wear tennis shoes or squash shoes as long as they're the right. Running shoes are not so good for it.
Okay, okay. So the shoes are probably an investment, the only investment you're going to have to.
Well, not straight away.
Not right away?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, don't be like Glenn, because he
no, but
buys
mind
everything.
you, I have to speak up for Glenn.
Okay, please.
He did play for a while more before he actually started investing, and he was like, "Oh, I like this game."
Yeah, he did. He didn't do it right
no,
away.
he didn't.
Didn't do
Well,
it right.
hence why we have golf clubs in the office now. But
But it is the new golf. People say paddle is new golf.
Yeah, that's what he said too. And I was like, okay, we need to find out more about this. And then now we're talking about the academy, right? So is there like a minimum age requirement?
No, not at all. We run 2 tracks, right? We have a youth program and an adult program. So anywhere from 4 years old upwards.
Really? Are 4-year-olds
And
coming? Oh
I
my
know,
God, how
so
cute.
So you see the parents play, and then the kids are sitting at the side and like dying to play. So then the kids start playing. So sometimes the parents bring the kids, and then the parents sit at the side and the parents start playing. And it's one of those few games where the adults and kids can play together.
Oh, right.
Oh,
Okay.
a family
I mean,
nice.
okay, of course you're not going to be doing like competition grade stuff, but you can have a good family time together.
Oh, nice. Okay. And if anyone wanted to find out more about the academy, where can they go?
Oh, come to primepaddlesport.com.
There you go. Okay, we're going to be heading back to the Big Show TV to continue this conversation with Wong Li Lin. The time right now is 8:16.
Kiss 92 Time Check brought to you.
Okay, so you've been doing this for how long? How long has Prime Padel been around?
Our first court started last year,
Okay.
in about May, June. But we've been looking at a business for 2-3 years before that. So we've been looking at the market for a while before going to at that time we were doing football, and then
Of course.
and I would say so that would be last year was 2024.
2024.
So we
yeah.
started kind of moving things 2023, and we started talking about it 2020 thereabouts, probably, and 2023 in January, nobody knew what paddleball was. By the end of 2023, it kind of like, you would say 2 in 10 people would know. By like 2024, everybody knew. Right. So there's a huge scale. And you can see like in the last 2 to 4 years in Asia, in Bali in particular, and then now you see some of the resort islands in Thailand. And there's a huge...
in Phuket as well. I've seen that one, yeah.
Yeah. In cities, it's harder because we can't get space, right?
Yeah.
And everyone's fighting for the same space, but it is growing very fast. I do believe that it's in position to become an Olympic sport. So, parents, you want your kids to like...
Train
start-
from the age of 4.
So if we can have good ping pong players, we can have good,
Yes.
badminton players, we can have very good world-class paddle players.
Do you think it's an easier sport to pick up as opposed to the ones you mentioned, ping pong,
Tennis.
basketball.
For sure. I would say tennis in
Okay.
comparison. I
Yeah.
don't know about ping pong and badminton. I think you can pick that up quite quickly. It's just the mastery of it's
Yeah.
different. That would be the same. I think paddle, you can pick it up really, really quickly.
Okay.
Really easy to pick up.
Okay.
Mastery takes a little bit longer. You need to kind of...
Of course, yeah, practice. I've seen these courts at in Bali, and I've seen them in Phuket as well, and they've become such a trend. Do you think this trend will fade?
No, not at all. It's been this trend has been going on for the last 60 years, odd years in Europe. You know,
How did it all start, paddle?
some Mexican guy had a small space in his backyard and converted into this thing, and then it went into Spain, where a resort town, and then from there there's a lot of, in Sweden it was one of the first proliferators of the sport, because the Swedes would go to the Spanish town to play over the holidays.
Oh, right,
and that kind
okay.
of grew. But in the last few years, there's been some investment. You see some institutional investments into paddle, and it's really, really grown since. And I
Nice.
think it only get bigger.
Yeah, we're gonna. If you have never seen paddle, we've got a couple of
Oh, you
videos
do?
that Leland sent, just to show you, just to give you a little bit of insight into what you can expect.
Oh, that's
Oh, this
our-
one's got no sound. So this is at Grand Copthorne.
Yeah, this is just my team showing you, okay, welcome to the space.
So that is the court. No, this
Yeah, you're walking
we're
towards
walking
the
towards
court.
the courts. Okay, and there are three, right?
There are 3 courts here, super breezy. You can get stuff from the hotel, the shower facilities. Everyone has a great time.
So this is one tennis court that became three paddle courts.
Actually, there was 2, because it
2
wasn't a
tennis courts.
full-size tennis court at the time.
Right. Okay. I'm just thinking because I'm thinking out loud because there are I feel some condos that might want to start.
We are seeing that. We
Converting.
see hotels come to us and condos, and they want to potentially convert. But I think you also have avid tennis players who want, this is my space.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to take place, that sort of to and fro. And paddle will find its footing. It already has in the last year and a half. We see the agencies like Sport SG, we've
Yeah.
seen like SLA and all that, providing more space for that.
Oh, nice.
Whereas
Okay.
before, it's like, what is this sport? Is it legitimate? Who's playing it?
Yeah.
So I think all the markers and the consumer trends of wanting, something like this highly social, easy to access, fun, and not as taxing on your time as say something like golf, and not as bad on your knees, I suppose, as well.
No,
You know.
because it's so fast, right? You gotta move quite quickly.
It's up to you now. You do fast or slow.
Oh, right. Okay. But it's up to the person that's hitting the ball back to you as well,
True.
right?
So you have there's grades, right? So the thing is, when you join and participate, we have community chats and all that. So you will then come in and join, and we'll tell you, hey, we're free courts today, not cause that, make a social announcement. So there is like a real community going on. Then you might want to join the levels you're in. You're maybe
Oh,
a
right.
0.5 to a 1.5 or
Okay.
2. Then from there you graduate.
Okay.
So you find people you play with. You want to start a match yourself, so you book the court, and then you invite people. And complete strangers can come and play as well.
I
Nice.
think we have one more video to show
Yeah.
more about the sport.
We have a kitty one too, I think.
I think that's the kiddie one. Yeah.
Yeah, so cute. No,
Very adorable.
I love kids.
4 years old. I can't imagine that.
I know. Look at
Uh-huh.
that. Oh.
Do you see any local prolific standouts? Whether they're kids or adults.
Oh, there are people who are spending a lot of time and energy in it, and we see. I mean, it's so intuitive right now. A bit early days yet, but I will hope to be able to report to you. Like, here are the names to look
The
out for.
superstars.
Yeah.
What about internationally? Do you know of any names or anyone? that we
Most of
should
them
look
are
out-
Spanish and Swedes.
Okay.
And
okay.
it's like if you gave the Nadal equivalent, you wouldn't know and compute. So I think we're really early in the bell curve here. So it's going to be first people are going to get acquainted with the sport before.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't be surprised if it eventually becomes an Olympic sport because even b-boy breakdancing made the list.
Oh, and I think
last
it's
year.
off it as well, right?
Yeah, so I
It's
was like, I
terrible.
think there are more sports that can be included in the list for an international level of competition.
Yeah.
And who knows? Singapore, we could have like 10 really good players being sent to represent us and paddle sport.
I would
Yeah.
I would put my money on that for sure. I think I think even some of the pro-ams, like the amateurs here, they have such an aspiration to want to do better, and they're looking for outlets to be able to compete.
Are there matches here yet?
Yeah.
Oh, they are already. Wow.
And we have
okay.
weekly socials, which is like a weekly competitive friendlies.
Friendly, right? Okay.
Yeah, so
Okay.
even you're a beginner, you can come. So you already start to get
The feel of it.
Feel
Yeah.
of
Nice.
it. Yeah, I like that.
Okay, we're going back on air traffic.
Kiss 92 traffic.
On the PIE towards Tuas after Jalan Yunos, please avoid lanes 1 and 2. Looks like a big one. An accident has been reported. Also on the PIE, but this time towards the airport. Also at Jalan Yunos's exit, another accident. This might be the same situation. If you have any news for us on that, you can always WhatsApp us 8855 So we're back on the big show with Wong Li Lin, and we've been talking about Prime Padel and paddle ball in particular that seems to be taking the world by storm. We've got a couple of questions on our Facebook that Winston has asked. Can you explain a little bit about the court? Because what they see online is obviously with walls, right?
Yes.
He said, is it walled up like a squash court? Because squash is 3 walls and then the glass door.
Yes.
How does this one look visually? Because not everyone can visualize how it looks. Is it glass all around?
I
or-
think the best way to visualize is you come
down.
to Grand Copthorne, head up to the 6th floor where Prime Padel is. But essentially, if you think like a square, so there's the middle bit where the net would be, there's a little opening.
Okay.
Right? And then next to the opening, there'll be maybe 2 meters of like a mesh, so wire mesh. And then after that, so the sides, the back and the sides are glass.
Oh, right.
Glass.
Okay.
Ooh.
Okay. Glass.
Can you visualize that now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Glass. Oh, I can. It is just
Yeah.
that Winston can't.
I hope you can, listener.
Okay, and just a final couple of questions before we let you go. Thank you again for coming in so early. You've talked about the ease of sort of getting into paddle. Any challenges that people should look out for when it comes to picking up paddle?
Well, as with any sport, you want to look at the state of your general health, but just come in and give it a try. Most certainly, I think now we're quite serious about professionalizing the sport and having our academy, so that whether if adults they just want to play on their own or they want to upskill, for kids as well. So that's a great place to start.
Okay, so once again, it is Prime Padel. You can find out more information at primepadelsport.com. Once again, they are located on the 6th floor of Grand Copthorne
And
Waterfront.
soon-
When?
Well, this one's already running, and soon at Dempsey at the end of February.
End of February, which is not far away, 1
Not
month
far
to go.
away.
Okay, so stay tuned for that. We will let you know once Prime Padel, obviously it's still going to be called Prime Padel, is open at Dempsey, which would make it quite centralized for lots of people. Thank you so much, Wong Li Lin.
Thank you.
Thank you for staying here, for being here with us and for waking up so early in the morning. If you missed any part of the interview, you can go back to our YouTube and Facebook channels. It's Kiss 92 FM.
Oh snap! Oh snap! Oh snap! Oh snap!